Gentlemen, start your engine!
Ladies and gentlemen, from the heart of Joliet, Illinois, where the relentless wind off Michigan Lake whips across this high-banked asphalt, welcome to the electrifying Chicagoland Speedway. This 1.5 mile four-corner trioval is where we are taking the first race here in the round of 16 for the NARAS Cup Series. This 1.5 mile of pure intermediate fury with 18 degrees in the turns, 11 off the front stretch, and a tricky 5-degree continuous curve on the back, where drafting battles turn into door-slamming wars. This is where NARAS elite racers are strapped in for the NARAS Cup Series playoffs starting today. 167 laps of grueling, non-stop action will be witnessed here this evening. As of right now, these drivers are finishing their practice session and will be starting qualifying in roughly 3 minutes' time. Pole position right now is up for grabs when we move to qualifying. Will it be the defending champ holding the point? Or is it going to be a hungry rookie stealing the show today? Pit strategy, tire management, and those split-second restarts are going to be what to look out for here tonight. Every move counts in this cauldron of chaos. We've seen epic slide jobs, last lap passes, and heart-stopping overtime finishes at this track alone. The field is slowly formed here tonight with roughly 15 drivers joining us here tonight, all spanning different parts of the globe. Most will and have got a win so far and are looking to finish once again. We have a lot of developing storylines here tonight at this beautiful track for the Brandt 250. Just moments away. 20 minutes roughly from our green flag to start this race, and roughly 1 minute until the qualifying session starts. Drivers tying those harnesses in, getting ready in their seats. So everybody watching at home, thank you for joining here tonight. On behalf of Fisher Studios and the Asphalt Racing Network, we would like you guys to get something to drink and get those snacks ready, because we are moments away from a qualifying session. Practice roughly finishing, 30 more seconds left. Few cars on track. Finishing the rest of their warm-ups. There you see one of those beautiful embankment turns. Beautiful clear skies behind, slight cloud cover today, and the beautiful grandstands that look over us here from Chicagoland. Practice's white flag being waved there, as you see from the control position at that start and finish line. And qualifying will be commencing here in just a few moments. Green flag for qualifying is waved. Now we are patiently waiting to see who the first car on the track will be here tonight. Few drivers going out. First one will be Josh Ryder. Josh Ryder in that 32 car, going around the track, warming those tires up right there, starting his qualifying time this time by right now. Few more we have on track as Josh goes around the track for his qualifying times. The 09 of Isaiah Fox. A guy we have seen multiple weeks in and out in a lot of heartfelt battles. But will he have time to actually make it work here? Finishing his qualifying grid. Few other drivers as well. Broadfoot on the track. Jordan Parker on the track as well. Fill-in driver today for one of Jordan Parker's cars in that 48. Someone we have not seen race, but we've heard his voice this season. That is the 48 car of Owen Lax. Lucas Lewis in that 11 as well on the track. Some developing news about him that we will touch base on later this evening. 51 of Caleb Hess also out on the track as well. Gage Burns on the track, that 55 car, Toyota. And no one other than Crazy Train, Mark Morton in that 8 car, still going for that 4th win, breaking that 3-way tie. Will it be here tonight? After tonight's checkered flag, he only has 9 more weeks to get it done. And 1 car on the track in a beautiful scheme. He is in an airhead scheme that is no other than the 4 car of Corey Rainey. Let's bring him in the booth, get a few words from him while he's doing his qualifying time. Corey, you got a copy, boss?
Yes, sir. How's it going tonight?
It's going pretty good. Hope all is well for you here tonight. How does it feel so far now that you are just a little bit into your qualifying session car-wise?
Well, we didn't get a chance to get any quality time down, so this is pretty much the first time doing quality trim right now. But the car felt good, race trim-wise. We're about the same car from Kansas. Hopefully we have some better luck than what we had at Kansas. And hopefully we can pull out a good finish here tonight.
Now, you are a few weeks shy of a win here. We haven't seen one in a while. Do you feel like you possibly have that advantage here tonight to take it away from the 13 other drivers in this field?
It just depends on how the cards fall tonight. Like I said, we're bringing a fast car out here. I don't know if this is pole. It could be. We got second to our teammate there, so looks like we're going to start off pretty good tonight. We just got to keep it pushing and see what we can do.
Hopefully it works out well in your guys' favor tonight. I will let you get back into your channel so you have some time to talk about your racing strategies. Hope you have a possible interview after this race. So good luck to you, Mr. Rainey.
Appreciate it, man. I hope you have fun up there. We're going to try to put a show on for you guys tonight.
Absolutely. Will be a show for sure here tonight. Up. And now, drivers into the meeting room. This is where they will be briefed on everything that race control will be looking for here tonight. While these drivers go into their meetings, we will go to a quick commercial break. We will be back with the green flag in just a few minutes.
To defend this contact very nearly. He just to the outside line. He breaks so much later. Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force it off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Trish on the bottom.
Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and
my
to the
goodness.
line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Got a great car, great team. Let's go execute. Our time. We know what we got to do. Play the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air. Driving with conviction. Side by side, hammer down. It's feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but isn't enough. It's a drag race to the finish. Over goes from third to first in the last quarter. Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline, or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here from a short commercial break, waiting for these drivers to get back into their team channels from finishing their drivers' meeting. Slowly but surely wrapping that up now, as we roughly have about 4 more minutes until that green flag is waved. So while we have this time, let's go over a few notes here going into this race. Earlier stated that 11 car of Lucas Lewis on track has notified the staff here at NARAS that after Daytona, he will not be returning to NARAS in Season 3 for full-time competition. His plans for 2026, but further, are unknown at this time. So a very big shakeup there for Tricon, as they are driving. Well, the 11 is driving for them. We will have to see where his road lies after next season. Hopefully, we will see a return from that 11 car to full-time competition right now. That 8 car, Crazy Train Mark Morden, still looking for that number 5 win. He has had multiple opportunities to get it done, just has not been able to pull the trigger 100% of the time. Could have had it at Indianapolis, but that was taken from him. Just with about 2 other races, he had that opportunity as well. He is also driving tonight with a broken hand. If I'm not mistaken, he has broken his pinky, which seems to be coming from that last lap crash last week at Daytona. Right now, going into this race, Josh Mason is currently leads the Rookie of the Year standings. Will he be able to hold on to it, especially after his impressive win at Daytona? Who will be gunning for him as well is the question and the key tonight, as there are 14 other competitors on that track trying to take the Rookie of the Year as well. Obviously, we are at Chicagoland Speedway. Chicagoland has its own challenges, and we will see a lot of those challenges here tonight. But right now, as you see, the engines are screaming, and these folks are getting ready to get their laps in for their warm-up right before we go green. Roughly 2 minutes left before a green flag is waved as the 55 slowly paces away on your screen there, exiting pit road. Let's take it on board with one of these drivers. We are following right here with the 8 car of Mark Morton. Left pinky is broken. Going to do everything in his power to try to take this win here tonight. Very tricky track. Trials and tribulations throughout this entire season, not only with the team, with some of the racers on track as well, but has been able to manage and hold on as much as possible as to get as many wins as he had this season, and is now trying to get one more to break this 3-way tie between Owen Lax, Morton himself, and Josh Mayu. Few other drivers we have on track. Speaking of the 48, Owen Lax is in the car tonight. Will be taking a hot seat for the 48 tonight, as the 48 was unable to make it to the track today. Owen notably has not raced a single race this season. This, if I'm not mistaken, is his first race back to competition in NARAS for Season 2. And is trying to either get a win or help that 48 car get as many points as possible on the night tonight. Warm-ups are finished. The drivers ready for a gridding position here. Looking at your grid tonight, your top 12 drivers starting off in first place. First and second, the first line is all of RFD. Brendan Broadfoot in the pole position tonight in the 22 car. Next to him is his team owner, Corey Rainey, in the 4 car. In that second line in 3 and 4 is Isaiah Fox in the 09. And don't get it mistaken, because it's Jordan Parker in the 9 car. In the third line, 5th and 6th position, Caleb Hess is in the 51. Owen Lax filling in for that 48 in 6th place. Mark Morton and Cardin Hansen sit 7th and 8th. In the 5th line of racing tonight, Josh Mason in that 88. And Gage Burns in the 55. 6th line of racing is in 11th place. Christian Mullins in the 5. And Lucas Lewis in 12th place. In 13th and 14th, you have Josh Ryder in the 32. And Christopher Frantz in the 24. And rounding out your field all the way back in 15th place is Stephen Hayes in the 82 car. Ladies and gentlemen, the field is formed. The engines are screaming. Green flag flies in less than 30 seconds. NARAS Cup Series playoffs begin tonight here at Chicagoland. Buckle up, gentlemen, and let's get ready for pure racing to happen. Get a close-up view of that 22 with the 4-car airhead scheme on the outside. One more time around they will go, as we will take a 30-second remembrance for the 7 people who have lost their lives a year ago today at a campfire. All right, appreciate everybody respecting that moment of silence, and I was inaccurate. It was 7 years ago to the date. Pace car is off. Right now, we are green flag racing here at Chicagoland. Brandon Broadfoot takes us to the green flag here. Corey Rainey sitting on the outside, losing a bit of momentum there. Slowly falling back in line right now. Isaiah Fox on that low line gets the lead over Broadfoot. 9 outs on the inside, wavers up high there. 09 dives all the way down under the apron. A legal maneuver here. Almost 3 wide for the lead. Side by side racing from the rest of the pack as the 09 of Isaiah Fox leading the field. 22 of Broadfoot trying to give that momentum on the outside. Team owner Rainey trying to stay in that midline. Broadfoot not worried. Oh, looks to be a wreck in the backfield. 4-car of Corey Rainey and the 51 of Caleb Hess made a contact there for the caution to come out. Let's follow Rainey and see exactly what happened to lead to that caution. Seems like the 51 car net coated and then just popped back up into the back bumper of the 4 car. Hopefully there's not much damage on that 4 car of Rainey, as that was a network issue right there you just saw on your screen. Thankfully did not turn outwards and go into that outside wall. Could have ended his night there before the 3rd lap of this race commenced. But that is your first caution of the night. Right now, the 09 of Isaiah Fox leading the field. The 9 of Jordan Parker behind him. The pole sitter, 22 Ford of RFD. Broadfoot sitting in 3rd. 48 of Lax sitting in 4th place. And Mason in the 88 rounding out your top 5 here. Let's go to the back here and see if Rainey will be pitting this time by. That will tell us if he has any damage on his vehicle or not here tonight. apologize about that inconvenience. Sized it up earlier before the stream, and it just decided to go gung-ho there. But at least everybody knows it is the NARAS Cup Series playoffs here at Fisher Studios live tonight. And yes, that 4 car will be in this time by. The 4 of Rainey, the 8 of Morton, 11 of Lewis, 32 of Ryder, 24 of Franz are all in, and Stephen Hayes already deemed out on the tower. Seems like the 82 did not even start the race. Thought he was going to be able to make it in time, and unfortunately was not in that car before the start of the race. So now 11th all the way back to 14th. Fresh pit cycles there. 4 car was only in for 9.5 seconds. Obviously, pure damage, no tires, possibly a little tap off of gas there. Smart strategy. Will he be able to make his way back up into the top 5, preferably back into second place where he started this race off at? Choose cone this time by Isaiah Fox on the low line. Parker on the high line, 09 and the 9 car to restart this race here after the first caution of the night for the Brandt 250 here at Chicagoland Speedway. You know, one thing, I know Parker is very hungry, not only for a win, but for a pole or a stage win here himself. He has been trying to gain as much momentum in the season as he possibly can. Was able to get the regular season championship due to a driver having to back out of the rest of the season. Not the way he wanted to win the regular season championship, but fought tirelessly to pull that points gap away. So now with him getting that regular season champ in the bag to be a 2-time, will we see him get the first win here in the round of 16? Pace car off the track. Green flag this time by 09. Good jump on that low line. 9 of Parker side by side with the 22. Having to gain that momentum back up. That high line is spread out a little bit. Starting to lose. 9 decides to jump in low. Smart decision there. 09 goes up high, almost lost that momentum to the 22 of Broadfoot. Had to get back in, and they are side by side for the lead right now. 09, the better line, will be able to edge out the 22. 22 not down and out so far. On the bumper is the 22, the 9, the 09. Parker to the outside, trying to get that high line to regain its confidence. Isaiah comfortable out there by himself, using the entire track to gain the best position. Very mindful of the cars around him. Very tight on his lines here. See him going up to block the 9 of Parker. Not able to get that run is Parker. Breaks that draft, gives him clear air, but that might not be good for Isaiah, as now the 09 and the 9 are side by side. Parker will possibly gain momentum out of here on this straightaway. And does. Parker to the inside of the 09, side by side. 09 loses the lead, and Parker to the lead, 48 of laps behind. Owen doing as much as he possibly can to leave that distance, not letting the 09 back in. Jordan Parker running away with it at this moment. Goes low, gets that draft of the 48 to bring him back up, as he was losing draft there to that high line. 09 losing time to the outside. Will we see him drop in here, or will he keep persevering on that high line and now gaining traction? The 3 of Carden Hansen behind the 8 of Morton, also running that high line there. '09 dives low as Lax and Parker go high. '09 on the inside of the 48 there now. Got second position back, going for the lead again. Fox on the inside of Parker, dives to the apron to try to lose time, but he's going to lose draft and lose position, has to get back up. Does so just in time there. '09 and the 9, side by side, nose to nose action here, going to this straightaway. '09 jumps in front of the 48. 48 does not check up. '09 rightfully decides to go back down to avoid a possible wreck there. High line racing we're seeing right now. Majority of the cars are running up high on that track, trying to preserve those tires. Parker out front. A blink by the 88. '09 had to go back low there as he almost just got wrecked. 13 laps of this race completed this time, starting lap 14 out of 167. '48 going side by side, 3 wide for the lead now. '48, 8, and the 9 as Mark Morton takes the lead away from Parker Motorsports. Morton, rightfully so, has a lot to lose this season. Either go down in the history books as a 3-way tie and have to do it all again next season, or get that 5th win tonight and solidify yourself in history with the rest of the field. 88 still having network issues, blinking. Mark Morton in the lead by only 0.2 of a second. Doing what he can to maintain that lead, diving comfortably to the apron, using all of the track to his advantage. 9 of Parker still has that help with the 48 from behind. Mark diving in his corners. 48 broke out from the back of the 9 there. Did not help him as it did take away some of that draft. But that 9 car is catching now 0.1 of a second behind Morton. Still using that middle line. Morton noticing that. Not diving down to the apron that time by. Will go up high to get that draft. Try to get some of that speed back up. But that is going to let that 9 car catch back up. Parker does catch. Lax low on the bottom. Parker starting to edge low there. Will not be able to make a move that time. Will he try to go for it here? And does. Low does go Parker. Still not enough. Overdriving that corner aggressively. Hits the wall. Stacked up that 48, his teammate. 48 now passing the 9. Going for second place. If I was that 9 right now, it is really still too early to call. Only 45 laps in this stage. 19 of them are already done. Do not drive aggressive now and add some damage to your car, because it is not going to benefit you in the long haul of this race here. 9 still not able to gain back the momentum. Will lose 2 positions, going back to 4th place. 9 and 09 side by side right now as Fox was not able to get in low, but will have the advantage with the draft there. Still clears him. Parker back officially 4 spots right now. Back in his starting position is Isaiah Fox and Jordan Parker. Mark Morton, 6 spots gained so far. Still leading this race here. 48 of Lax, 4 spots up from his starting grid position. Lax blocking the 09 there. '09 not too worried about it. Knows how to get around. In the wall, little bit of contact. Still side by side with that 48. 48 not clear to go back up. Now is in a predicament here as Parker goes outside of him. '09 drops back down low, trying to give Morton a run for his money. Morton, comfortable in the front of this pack right now. Led 8 laps so far here tonight. '09 behind him. Behind is the 9 car. Led 5 laps himself so far here tonight. "45 laps in stage 1. 22 already completed. And right now, folks, the racing speaks for itself. Morton, Fox, side by side. Morton still has this lead here. Isaiah slowly gaining time. Might already be seeing a fall off between Owen and Parker. Seem to be struggles, not running the same line, having to gain that momentum. Going through the rest of your field as those two trying to catch up to the top 2. Corey Rainey now back in 3rd place, leading the pack behind. The 55 of Gage Burns in 6th place there on your screen. 7th place, we have the 3 car Chevy of Carden Hansen on the outside behind Rainey. 9th place is Caleb Hess, still in that pack on your screen in the 51. And finishing that little pack we have there, the 5 car of Christian Mullen. Rest of the field in 11th place is that 88 car of Josh Mason. Has seemed to have some issues here tonight, not able to keep it within the top 5. The 11 of Lucas Lewis will not be a full-time driver after Daytona. What will his future lie for him? Will he be able to clinch a round of 16 position to advance into the round of 8? Some of these drivers are comfortable with the next round of 12, Lucas being one of them. Round of 8 will be the hardest position for a lot of these drivers. Finishing out the pack in 13th, Christopher France in the 24, struggling right now as you're seeing to gain control of that car. And in 32nd place, 7 laps down right now, is that 32 car of Josh Ryder. Back up to your leader, Mark Morton, Fox, and Lax. All there collected now. Parker slowly lost pace in the back by himself. Owen has left him for dead back there. Let's see if these two will be able to fight for this lead position. Or will it be Morton's to carry into the end of stage 1? 28 laps completed. This time by will finish lap 29, going on to lap 30. 15 more laps here in stage 1. A little bit of misfortune there from the 09. 09 found that outside wall. Very detrimental to him there. Still in the draft. Will be able to keep up. Morton still holding that lead. Doing a phenomenal job, as he should. 182 miles per hour on these straights. Doing as much as he can to hold that time. So far, looks to be the second or third best time on the track here tonight, with a 29.91. Lax in front of Fox now. Trying to get that position away from Morton. Slowly edging on the inside. Not enough. We'll have to try it again in the next corner here. Morton now aware of his tactics. Watching that rearview mirror. Knowing where Owen's going to go. Morton not worried about blocking that line. Will stay high and run his race. Lax has to get back up before he lost another 2 positions there. Morton, notably, one of the only 2 Chevys within the top 5. Isaiah goes low, side by side for the lead. Once again, not enough to take it away from Morton. Morton showing his dominance here on the track as he is a seasoned driver. Does not need to go down and block, but will if he needs to. Has not had to pull that trick out of his hat yet here so far tonight. 3 Chevys in the top 5. 2 Fords in 7th and 8th. The last Ford, the 32, sitting all the way down in 4th place. This is a Chevy dominant manufacturer here tonight, with a Toyota dominant leader. Just a few thousandths of a second back is Lax. On the inside, still cannot gain the advantage to get around the 8. A car of Morton has to fall right back into second place and try it all over again. But now has the 09 knocking on that inside door. Side by side, the 09 is to take over possible position of second place. Lax using that draft of Morton there to try to hold, as Isaiah is low by himself, still holding on to dear life for that second position. Will not be able to get it and will go back into third place. Lap 36 now being rounded out and completed here. Going to start 37 this time by. 9 more laps in this stage. Morton running a good chunk of those laps in the lead himself. Now lap counter up to 23 laps of this race. Has not been in pits since lap 4, and UC 15.1 took a full stop. Lax now losing some time, back to 0.2 of a second off. Might be getting ready for a slide job here just shortly. Reeling that 8 car back in off that draft. 09 not too far behind. Let's check on our 4th place driver of Jordan Parker. Still 3 seconds back from the leader in a pack all alone by like himself, like a lone wolf. Behind him, not too far, is the 51 of Caleb Hess and the 55 of Gage Burns. Sitting in 7th spot in the right corner of your screen, the 4 car of Rainey and his teammate, the 22 of Broadfoot. They are now side-by-side racing here. Paying attention to the time on your screen, Owen going inside there. Reeled it up like I knew he would to try to get that slide job. Morton not allowing it to happen. 09 going to go low and give that 48 some draft, but it's not enough to help. Lax, Morton changing lead positions. Too close to call, folks. If that was the end of the race, it would be a photo finish right there. Morton back to the lead. Lap 41 complete this time. 42. 4 more laps to go in stage 1. Morton doing his best to hold off that 48, using that side draft, getting real close there. Lax takes the lead back. Morton takes it back over him, side by side, nose to nose. High octane racing here. 3 laps to go in stage 1. Morton now getting some distance on that 48. Isaiah was going high, gave him some draft. Morton has enough time to get down in front of that 48 car. Now Owen back in the same position he was just a few laps ago. Will he be able to get it back and comfortably get it back? Morton in the wall. 3 wide now for the lead. 2 laps to go. 48 goes back in. 09 of Fox trying to get this lapped to be his, trying to win stage 1, diving to that apron. 8 car still in the lead. Now 2 laps to go in the stage, and the caution is out. This is your second caution here of the night. We will have to roll back, go to the mid-pack, and go to the blimp cam and see if we can find anything from our beautiful ARN blimp cam. Currently still trying to find the cause of the second caution. Might be that 11 car, as he's way back by himself. Every driver entering pit road right now. Let's go back a little bit before that yellow was thrown and see if we can find anything again. Okay, Lucas all the way in the back by himself. Race events not showing the initial reason for the caution, trying to find it here. And that is actually a smooth brain moment, because that was stage 1. I was a lap extra in the brain. So, pat on the back for me. Not paying attention. Stage 1 winner right now, the 8 car of Mark Morton. Now Morton choosing the high side. Pace car off. Morton taking us back to green flag. Good sized jump there. Outside line kind of struggling. Did fall off a little bit back to the 51. Morton now falling 3 positions. 4 car of Rainey found himself back in the top 5 right now. And has just edged himself over Morton. Morton will gain that position back during this straightaway. Parker in the lead. 9 and 09 fighting once again. Four car of Rainey on the inside of Morton, your stage 1 winner. Trying to make it work with nobody behind him. And while these guys try to get their groove rolling, it is allowing the 9 and 09 to pull off and leave a good gap between them. 4 car of Rainey, 22 of Broadfoot behind. Rainey thought about going up, didn't want to leave his teammate out there high and dry, decided to go back down. Thought about doing it again. Broadfoot still not clear. Off that 51's nose. Will stay low. Rainey finally made himself in. Broadfoot did behind the 51 as well, with a little bit of contact to that wall. Rainey now back on the inside, outside, trying to find that line he wants to run. Morton still third. Parker now in second. 09 of Fox in first place once again. Parker thought about going to the outside, did not have enough time to make it in there. Now you see him trying again. Little bit of bumping to that 09's bumper. Notice that 8 car not worrying about that pace too much, worrying more about those tires. Wise move on behalf of him. Chicagoland has a lot of challenges. It is going to eat these tires. It is a very hot racetrack. But we are here in the middle of November now. So the track will be slick, and that's going to present a lot of new challenges that I do not think a lot of these drivers have faced yet going into the later half of this season. You're seeing it right now on your screen. A lot of wall sliding. There is strips of paint being transferred from the cars to the outside wall. Jordan Parker now going on that low line to take that lead away from the 09 of Fox. Not going to happen confidently or comfortably, as the 9 is still having to fight for position, now allowing the 8 car to catch up most of his time. Try to box that 9 car, Parker out there, and does. Parker now going to have to fall back to third if he wants to hold that line. Will stay low this time in the corner. Use that 09's draft to try to pull him in front of Morton. Morton, Parker still side by side here. 51 of Hess still staying on that high line. 51 in the 4 now, still using that high line, so there's a lot more draft on that high line confidently and comfortably than there is on the low. The 48 of Lax now trying to catch up to that team owner, Parker Motorsports, the 9 car. Biggest question right now, looking all the way back in 9th place. It's very unlucky. He started in 8th, only lost 1 position so far on the night. That is the 3-car driver of Carden Hansen. He finished a top 3 position last week at Daytona. Will he be carrying his momentum forward? Right now does not look too promising for him tonight. Parker Motorsports has loaned him a pre-built car. It is actually the same chassis that Jordan Parker ran at Kansas. If you look, let's see if we can get an inside view of that car while he's going around the track right now. That right there is the same car Jordan Parker ran at Kansas. If you notice, those roll bars are still dark purple. That is still from when they loaded the wrecked car off the track. So able to salvage that vehicle and use it tonight for that 3 car. Right now, struggling in 11th place now currently. Will we be able to see a resurgence from him after a top 3 finishing position last week? Now back up to the front. Jordan Parker still sitting in 2nd place behind the 09. The 51 of Hess is now in 3rd place. Corey Rainey in 4th, and Morton rounding out your top 5 in 5th place. Owen has dropped down to 6th, with Lucas Lewis now in 7th place and Broadfoot dropping to 8th. Good distance now between the 9 and 09. Fox trying to take hold of this race right now. Lap 63 of 167 for the night. This is stage 2 here at the Brandt 250 at Chicagoland Speedway. Looks to be 2 wide for third. Almost was 3 wide for second. Rainey trying to get that car back up into a good position. Now almost back to his starting position, going to the inside of Jordan Parker. Rainey door to door almost. Carrying that momentum with a few drivers behind him helping in that draft, notably the 48 down low right now. Rainey edges over Parker momentarily, but will not be able to hold it in the long run. Some fighting back there behind those 3 cars as Rainey now advances to P2. Is now sitting in front of Parker for the draft. Has to get back up if he doesn't want to lose that position, and does. Wants to run his own line, but needs to run their line to keep them at bay. Now you see a lot of that fighting back there is allowing Rainey to pull away a little bit from that draft he just received. The 9 and the 48 are stacked up together. Morton not too far behind them. Lewis now in 8th place. Lewis with a few good moves there makes his way up into the top 5. And you saw it on the edge of the left side of your screen there. The 09 of Fox has ran away from the rest of the pack. Currently, the interval between him and second place is a whopping 1.3 seconds. As those drivers fight, it is allowing Fox to run away right now. Rainey still in second place. Parker cycling back here to 7th. And a little bit of a mishap on that low line. Looks to be the 11. No, that was the 22 of Broadfoot. Managed to save it. No caution called this time. 09 still in the lead. Has led roughly 25 to 26 laps so far here tonight. Corey Rainey now slowly approaching from behind, 1.25 seconds back in second place. The 48 of Lax not too far behind. The 8 car of Morton trying to creep up to the rest of them. All cars still on track at this time. Lap 71 has started. Almost halfway through this race here tonight. A lot of spread out driving here now, as you see. Owen not too far behind Rainey. Morton not too far behind the following 2. Back in 5th place with a little bit of distance is Lewis. All these cars are starting to spread out on the track. 9 car, 51 car. Then behind them you see that next pack, led by the 88 of Mason. Burns, Mullen, Broadfoot, Hansen, and France. France trailing the rest of the field. Josh Ryder trailing them by a few seconds behind. Unfortunate night for him right now, as he has not been comfortable in that car. 6 laps down at this time. Nine car in the lead. 09 in the lead, excuse me. Rainey pulling time off of him, though, as now he is just under a second. These top 5 are really spread out across the track here tonight. Little bit of contact with that outside wall from one of those top 5 drivers. Paying attention here to Rainey as he's reeling it in now, just by thousandths of a second per lap. Now only 8/10 separate him and the leader. While Corey Rainey is fighting to get that lead from the 09, let's take it to a side-by-side, non-stop commercial break, and we will be right back shortly with the remaining action here tonight.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motor Club, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Hendrick. Summer is here and you've got places to go.
She's headed to a golf tournament.
This one's headed to the beach.
And he's headed to a music festival.
And they know every good road trip starts right here.
At Hendrick Automotive Group.
We'll check your battery, tire pressure, top off your fluids,
Check your cooling system. And do a multi-point inspection.
extending the life of your vehicle.
And keeping you safe
Anywhere you want to go.
For free.
Just make sure you're road ready. All good road trips start here.
Book your road ready appointment today at hendrickcars.com.
Last year, Ram killed the Hemi V8, and people had opinions. The same people that killed the Hemi sent me out here with these comments. That's not happening. We own it, we got it wrong, and we're fixing it. You hear that? That's our Hemi, and it's saying, I'm back.
Did he say what I think he said? That thing's got a Hemi!
Hell yeah, it does. You want more? Buckle up. Ram's coming back to NASCAR. Let's go. We're back in America's motorsport. The Hemi's back, and we ain't going anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from commercial. Non-stop racing action has been going on for the last 83 laps. Right now, the 09 of Fox still in the lead as we transfer back over to our tower. Fox still in the lead. Lax now in front of Rainey during that commercial break. Rainey still comfortable with that top 3 finish for the stage because it is not the stage 3 finish. Trying to gain that momentum to get back up in front of Lax, though. As you see, he is not down and out so far. Going through the rest of your field, in 4th place is Mark Morton, your Stage 1 winner. 5th place now, Caleb Hess with Lucas Lewis behind him in 6th. Jordan Parker still in a 7th place. Lone Wolf on the field by himself with a pack gaining behind. 8th place we have Josh Mason. 9th place is the 55 of Burns, and rounding out your top 10 is that 5 of Christian Mullins with Carden Hansen still in that pack in 11th place. You saw there a little bit of contact from the wall from the 55. Tires being a problem here tonight for some of these drivers, possibly banding up a lot on them right sides, causing them to get a little bit looser than they expected in these corners. Back to the front, though. You have Fox now slowly losing time as you see Lax in screen now, really getting close there. Rainey as well, gaining time. Only 4/10 off is that 48 car. Lap 87 about to be in the books next time by. Few more laps here for stage 2. As now we are halfway through this race here for the Brandt 250 for the NARAS Cup Series playoffs. Lax getting a lot of time those last 2 corners, now in spitting distance of that 09. Will we see him go for a move here quickly, or will he wait to see one develop? 48 to the outside. Still in that draft. Doesn't want to lose much of that time. 09 still driving his line, not wavering at all. 48 to the inside there. Will he be able to gain that time? And does. Now to the outside of Fox. Almost spun Fox with a contact to that left rear there. So he's getting really close to that 09, trying to get that momentum, but that is not pushing Isaiah out of the way. Fox not intimidated at all. Still running his race. 48 now officially takes the lead, but 9 will possibly take it back and does. That allowed Rainey in the 4 car to catch up. Now Rainey giving draft to the 9. They are going 3 wide here for the lead. Lax able to make it out of that corner in the lead. 2 wide for second. 4 of Rainey getting that momentum to get in front of Fox. Will he put himself in a position to get stage 2 here? Lap 90, going to 91 this time by. And will not be able to do it. Good, hard fought from that 48 car there on your screen as he takes stage 2 victory. Four car, good fight, back up to his starting grid position as they are letting that pace car pass to reconvene single file. for the end of stage 2. 91 laps completed at this time. Only one caution due to an incident. That incident being with the 4 car in second place earlier tonight. 09 not too happy, of course. Thought he had that stage in the books. From the green flag, it was his stage. Unfortunately, could not hold on to those tires and was a little bit too aggressive. Lost a lot of that traction. As you saw, the 48 passed him and was able to take stage 2 all to himself. Now, this time they will be pitting. You see the entire field in as expected. The 32 of Ryder will get another lap back. So he will be 5 laps down now. Switch to our other pit view camera to see who the first person of that box will be out. Notably in that front box, it is Broadfoot. Depending on his strategy, he might be able to get out good enough and fast enough. Will not. 48 will still have the lead. Rainey will follow in behind. Then we go to Morton in third place. Isaiah will roll all the way down to fourth. And Lewis in the 11, rounding out your top 5 for this restart. Parker still in 7th place. Trying his best to get back. Mason needs to hold on to his positioning here, possibly gain a few. As stated earlier, he is currently in the lead for Rookie of the Year standings. After his impressive win, the season finale at Daytona. Right now, will he be able to hold on to it after this race? Currently sitting in 8th place in that 88, has had network connection issues earlier on in this race. Seems to be solved now. But will we see a resurgence out of him for the rest of the remainder of this race? Beautiful sunset view here in Chicago. Not directly Chicago, but beautiful sunset view here in Illinois. Clear skies for the most part. Beautiful late afternoon racing here in November. 4 car of Rainey will start back on the outside as he did in stage 1. 48 of Lax will lead this race back to green flag. Pace car in and green flag waved. 48, good jump off the green there. And we're supposedly getting word that Rainey's paint will be changing weekly now. He's trying to take that airhead scheme, airhead bush light scheme to victory lane tonight. You see a little bit of contact there. 3 wide, wreck in the backfield. Caution is out. Let's go to see exactly what the cause of the caution was. Widen this view out just a little bit. Seems to be on the 24 of Christopher France. 5 car of Mullen got that 22 sideways. 24 met the 22. Scroll back just a little bit and get that view from Mullen. Was not far enough. Let's rewind it ourselves here. Mullen went low. Looks like to be a netcode situation. See if we can get a chase drone cam. And how difficult it is for those drivers in that corner with that sun glare in their face. Seems to be a netcode issue there from the 5 and the 22. 5 made no contact on the 22 at the time of the caution. So a few network connection errors tonight throughout the field. Few people in pits. Corey Rainey, Brandon Broadfoot, Jordan Parker, Josh Mason, Caleb Hess, Mark Morton, Christian Mullins, Gage Burns, Lucas Lewis, France. 48 stays out in the lead with the 09 of Fox behind him. Josh Mason now regaining on track. Will be in third place. Carton Hansen now gaining that momentum he needs. Back in the top 5. In fourth, Christian Mullen will be in 5th place after that wreck. The 4 car of Rainey will drop to 6th place. Morton in the 8th, in 7th. Jordan Parker in the 9, in 8th. And the 51 of Hess in 9th. Finishing your top 10 will be the 55 of Gage Burns. Lucas Lewis, Christopher France, and Brandon Broadfoot just sitting outside the top 10. Kind of commentators cursed it there, didn't I? Pretty clean racing so far, and had to say something about it. Boom. Second caution, wreck of the night, popped out. Beautiful view of these vehicles on the track with that sun just glistening off of them. Multitude of different colors on the field, different paint schemes. Credit to all those who make those paint schemes, because boy, do they sure look good. It is not easy what goes into these races week in and week out for these drivers. It is more than just sitting in this car and driving around the track. It is race and development. It goes down to your paint schemes, what you are having to do with not only yourself, but with your team. So I commend all those who make sure these cars are ready to go each week, no matter what it may be. Pace car off at this point in time. Lax in the 48 takes us back to green flag for the 4th time here tonight. 88 of Mason. Staying behind. 09 going to slowly be creeping up, wanting that lead back. 48 goes low to block that run. Left his teammate, the 88, out there high and dry. Now the 09 splits them both. 5 of Christian Mullen. 1 of Parker Motorsports' very own in the top 5 now. 3 of Parker, all 4 of Parker Motorsports' cars are in the top 5. Only person missing is the 24 France sitting in 13th place. Parker Motorsports having a jump now. 4 Chevys in the top 5, one of them not their teammate. 09 of Fox has the lead. Jordan Parker going to take it away again on the low line. Not able to do it that time, though. Slowly still edging in, nose to nose. Parker takes the lead momentarily. Will he be able to hold it and get in front of the 09? Does not have that advantage. Fox still in the lead. 4 car of Rainey going up high there, trying to figure out which line he wants to be in. Parker, 09, trading positions here. 09 still has the lead at this point in time. Parker edging over Fox, gets it again. Sizable distance now. 09 will have to dive in here and dig deep in this corner to get that lead back, and does once again. Parker comes back to take the lead away. 09 dives all the way down. Bad idea there, as he will lose a lot of time and has to come back up almost in front of the 4. Now the 9 and the 48 split. 09 puts himself into that situation, breaks up that team practically at that bumper of the 48 car. 09 takes the lead back again. 48 goes high to give that draft momentum to his teammate. 9 diving low, has not realized that this is not a good strategy for him and continues to do it. Parker now took the lead back from the 09. Back and forth they go. 5 of Mullen now making a dive there on the 48. Side by side racing as the 88 starts blinking on the screen again. Jordan Parker back into the lead. And what amazing racing. I mean, I don't even have to talk. This race is putting on a show in and of itself. These drivers are giving y'all something to watch for sure, and will make a beautiful replay throughout the rest of the week leading up to our next race. Parker now comfortably in the lead. 09 of Fox down and out in a 5th place. 4 car of Rainey makes the move now to go low, trying to gain that 2nd place over the 48 of Blacks. '09 still trying to make it work on the low line by himself. 88 disappearing on the screen. Might have to fall to the rear of the pack if it continues. Parker trying to make them fight back there so he does not have to worry about the lead changes, as you saw the last 5-6 laps from our restart. Lap 107 of 167, roughly 60 more laps to go here tonight. This is stage 3, folks. The racing will get harder. The lines will get deeper. So will the driving in the corners, and the tires will wear even more on the slick track here in November's air. 88 still blinking there, as you saw on the left-hand side of your screen. 4 car of Rainey diving it low, takes the lead for the first time here tonight. Parker takes it back, though. 2 wide for 2nd place. Rainey and Lax fighting there. Rainey goes back into 3rd comfortably, does not want to lose that momentum. Knows he can get it on that low line, but gets stifled by the 48 that time. Now you see on the left side of your screen, right under that tower, Mark Morton making his way back up into the top 5, gaining a lot of time on this pack right now as he is rolling comfortably in that middle line. Going high with the 48. Bump drafting just a little bit. Rainey still low. Trying to get that 2nd place over Lax. Almost gets it that time by. Not enough yet. Morton going to help him out with that low line draft. 09 behind them. Morton goes back up high not to lose that positioning. Rainey out there high and dry by himself. 2 wide still for 2nd place. Rainey losing a few positions there. Morton now in 2nd place. Passing it back and forth with Owen. Comfortably holding distance there. 9 keeps going low, giving Morton that draft. That is not going to be good for Parker if he continues to do that. He will edge out over his teammate in the 48 over in due time. Rainey now drafting with the 8 car, but going a little bit lower earlier than he is. Lax takes back second place. While these 7 cars fight for position here, let's go through the rest of the field. Josh Mason, the 88, still having network connection issues in 8th place. 55 of Gage Burns in 9th place. In 24, in 10th is Franz, now back up in a good position to possibly help the rest of his teammates. In 11th is the 22 of Broadfoot after that wreck earlier involving Mullen. Mullen sitting behind him in the 5 car in 12th. Carden Hansen had that momentum on the restart, but lost a lot of that time, now back in 13th place. And Josh Ryder finishing out your pack, still 4 laps down in 14th. Not many fights going on here in the back of the pack as we're watching now, following Corey Rainey in 5th place. Fox now back in 4th. Edging over Lax there on the high side with the help of Morton. Now, 09 finds himself fighting for the lead again as Morton and Lax side by side. Morton competitively racing against one of the guys he is tied for the all-time wins list in a single season. Lax will not be able to break that record unless he can race the rest of this season and get 5 wins himself in only 9 more appearance attempts. He would practically need a 75% win probability across the board for the rest of the playoffs. It is possible, but right now I do not see that happening with the rest of our scheduling here in NARAS for Season 2. Little bit of loose. Saw the 4-car break there. Single file action now. Not many people trying to fight early. Green flag pit stops still need to happen. Lap 118 out of 167. Fox in the lead. Lax diving there, trying to get that position. Fox saw that and went low to stifle that run. Will use that momentum to try it once again. Fox cannot go low to block this time. Only has to hold his own position with a draft behind. Lax slowly gaining more time on that 09 car. Nose to nose, Lax back in the lead. Fox takes it back away. Little bit of rubbing there going into the straightaway in the front stretch. 09 takes it back from the 48. With the help of the 8's draft, that is the 8 car of Morton. See Fox go low for that lead. Breaks the draft from the high line. Also made the 48 check up there just a little bit. Fox now comfortable out front, making the 48 and the 8 fight it out side by side, using both of their draft lines to help him gain his momentum. 48 still on the bumper of the 09 as you see a little bit of bump draft there. Pushed him just a little bit forward. Not beneficial for him as now the 4 car back into third place. Wants this win here tonight. Him and his teammates started in line 1 side by side. Great qualifying times. Has not been able to win either stage so far tonight. Trying to go for the stage 3 win. Fox still holding this lead now. Not much differentiating from the rest of the pack here. Only 5 cars in this top pack now as the others have checked up a little bit, probably having their tires start to wear a little bit more uneven than they expected. 4 car Rainey still sitting in second place. Here comes the 48 to go above him on the high line. Lax back into second place comfortably. Will Lax be able to track down that 09 and take the lead away? While they fight for position, let's go through. Never mind, we'll stay right here. Looks like Lax might get this lead back in this corner. 4 car had to go around as the 09 is in this time. Almost caused an accident there. Pit cycles starting. The 51 of Hess in. The 8 car of Morton in as well. 55 of Burns in this time. 3 car of Hansen in as well. 11 of Lewis. The 09 of Fox, as you saw on your screen, all in pit road this time. Seven cars remain on the track. Lax in the lead. 8th back to 14th. All will be a lap down until these top 7 pit. Finishing lap 128 now out of 167 is the 48 in the lead. Rainey dialing it in now. You see him slowly catching up on your screen. Let's go. In-car cam with the 4 car here. You're seeing it right there on your screen, folks. The 4 car slowly dialing it in. Little bit of contact with the wall that time by, but 48 goes in. Now cycling to the lead is the 4 car. Hopefully his strategy pans out for him good enough here to where he does not trap himself a lap down here at lap 131 of 167 in stage 3. Not much racing left to go. Lax in this time. Parker in as well. 88 of Mason in. The 5 of Mullen in as well. 24 of France in. All of Parker Motorsports now officially pitted. 2 cars remain on the field. That is the 4 car of Corey Rainey and the 22, his teammate of Broadfoot. Waiting to see Rainey's pit, when that pit window will open for that 4 car. Seems to still be comfortable here. Looking at that dashboard on your right bottom half of your screen, still rolling about roughly 180 miles an hour. So some mileage lost just a little bit due to those tires. Normally those guys are running about 188, but that is with draft. So still comfortable on his tire run, but look at how old those tires are. The 8 car of Morton passing him with ease. The 51 passing as well with ease on that outside line. The real question is, when will he be in? Morton and Hess right now. First 2 cars to try to get their laps back before the 4 car of Rainey pits. Possibly not a wise decision to stay out this late, as these cars are already past him. And it seems to be another 2 more cars will pass Rainey in this time by. That will possibly hurt the rest of his race here if a caution does not come out. Rainey and Broadfoot both in. Mark Morton now will cycle to your leader. You see the 4 car go in and the 22 follow. You shall also see in about 10 more seconds Morton passing on the outside with the other 2 as well, Fox and Lewis. Broadfoot and Rainey back out. Rainey, better stop than Broadfoot there. Broadfoot still in pit lane as the 4 car has just spun himself around, exiting pits. And the caution is now out. Let's go ahead and get to that replay. See exactly what happened. I already know what happened. But for the fans at home that don't know racing, let's show you exactly what happened here. So when that 4 car exited his stall, he got on it possibly a little bit too hefty. Once you pass that line, it allows you to gain speed. You are not pit limited anymore. So most likely what happened was, as soon as that 4 car got out, he got on that gas just a little bit aggressive. In these Gen 6 cars, they do tend to spin a wee bit faster. See him gearing up for the end of his cycle right there. Came out pretty good. In between that shift is what did it. Unfortunately, he got too high on the RPMage, and it costed him a possible race win right there, as now he is cycled all the way down to 13th place. Now, a lot of drivers going back in. Your top 10 all in pits. 11th to 12th as well in pits. Broadfoot going in to get that, what he couldn't done the first time. Rainey as well going back in. Those 2 on your screen right now have the worst out of everybody, as they are in the first 2 boxes. Great boxes to be in. Rainey overshoots his pit box. That's going to cost a little bit more time on that gas and go. Rainey possibly taking a full set of tires. Let's throw up the time on the screen. See his pit time. 15.28. So it seems like another full stop, which is recommended after spinning out. You want those fresh tires, especially if you haven't used them. In 8th place in the lead now is Mark Morton, 32 in front of him, waiting to get waved around. In 2nd place, the fan favorite 51 of Caleb Hess. 3rd place, the 09 of Isaiah Fox. 4th, we have the 55 of Gage Burns. 6th place on your screen, the 48 of Owen Lax, choosing that high side. Fifth place, we have the 09 of Fox, side by side with the 9 of Parker. Two cars that are possibly tired of seeing each other here so far tonight. 7th and 8th, you have Christopher Franz and Gage Burns. 9th and 10th, Josh Mason and Cardin Hansen, as Mason still seems to be having connection issues. Pace car lights off, but the headlights are on as it gets darker here in Illinois. Pace car off this time by Morton, taking us back to green flag in the Geico restart zone. .28 laps to go here at the Brandt 250 to start off the round of 16 for the NARAS Cup Series Season 2 run. Morton winning stage 1, lost stage 2 to Lax in the 48, wanting to get stage 3 in the books and get that number 5 win to break that record of the 48 and Josh Mayu as well. And there's a spin on the front stretch. The 9 looked like he caught a little bit of the 09 looked like he caught a little bit of the 9's bumper. Sixth caution of the night now. 9 is not too happy there. Let's go back and watch Jordan's view from the restart. Nine in the 48, drafting as normal. 9 gets a little bit of that wall. Able to keep it clean, 55 on the inside of him. Should be coming up on your screen here shortly. 55 and the 9 side by side. 9 3 wide there between the 55 and the 88. And the 55 is what done it to Parker right there. Locked up those brakes, did a good job trying to maintain coming back up on the track before the rest of the drivers have passed him. But unfortunately not able to save it before the spin. Now, Parker sitting back in 13th behind his teammate in the 24, that being Christopher Franz. Drivers into pits this time, Corey Rainey, Broadfoot, Mason, Franz, Parker, and Ryder all into pits this time. Parker with an average stop there, a little bit faster than normal. 14.283. Now we'll reconvene with the field in 11th instead of 13th. So gained 2 spots there. Will those 2 spots help him and matter to him right now with under 30 laps to go for the rest of this race? Morton in the lead here. Will be choosing this time by Morton choosing the low line. Outside of him is the 11 of Lewis once again. 51 of Caleb Hess sitting in that low line in 3rd place. Outside of him is the 09 of Isaiah Fox. Rounding out your top 10 is the 48 on that low line. That is Lax. 6th is the 3 car of Carden Hansen, trying to ride off of that momentum from his Daytona race. 7th is Gage Burns in the 55. 8th is Christian Mullins. 9th and 10th are Josh Mason and Corey Rainey. Morton taking us back to green flag, this time by in the Geico restart zone. $143 laps have been completed here at the Brandt 250. Who will take the first victory of the round of 16 first race? We will find out 23 more laps, as that is all that's left here for us tonight. 8 car in the lead still after that restart. He has led an enormous amount of laps tonight. Let's pull that up on your screen. He has led 44 laps of this race here tonight. Good numbers from him, normally what we're expecting. What he is expecting is that 5th win to come tonight. The 11 of Lewis is sitting not too far behind him. Was robbed of a win at Indianapolis from that 11 car as well. 51 of Burns. 51 of Hess trying to fight there to keep that momentum in the low line. A little bit of contact down there between the 11 and the 9. Lucas in the lead. 3 wide for the lead right now. 09, 8, and the 11. Morton comes out on top. Lucas takes it back away. A little bit of contact in the back. Was the 3 car of Carden Hansen. Back-to-back yellows here. Wind it up a little bit further, go to Carden Hansen's view and roll this replay. See what happened. You see him slowly but surely right here get that bump from the 51. Was able to maintain it but went back in too low. Hit that 5 car. 5 car came back up on the track and spun him around. Tried to save it and dove it right into the fence. So once again, a Jordan Parker chassis almost wrecked out. Seems he might have possible steering issues. See if we have a helmet cam for this driver. And do. Look at that torque on that wheel to keep it straight. He is going to have an immense amount of time to repair. Might not be able to make it out on the field before the restart of this race or for the rest of this race in general. We will have to see, pay attention to the left side of your screen. That tower will show out if he is too damaged to continue. Right now, a lot of people in pits. Corey Rainey, Isaiah Fox, Hess, Lax, Morton, Mason, Burns, Mullen, Hansen, and France, all in pit road this time. 4 cars remaining to stay out, that being the 11 of Lucas Lewis. The 9 car of Jordan Parker. The 22 of Brandon Broadfoot. And now reconvening with the rest of the pack, the 48 of Lax. Morton now down to P5. Rainey behind him in P6. Hess in the 51 in 7th. Mason in the 88 in 8th, excuse me. Burns in the 55 is in 9th, and rounding out your top 10 is now the 5 car of Mullen in the Brandt scheme. 149 laps completed here tonight. The 9 has a new car to have to fight for this lead. Someone he has not fought all night. That is the best repair 11 car of Lewis. As the night winds down, the track gets a little bit more slippery. Beautiful view here as the sun is now slowly touching the horizon. Restart coming this time. Pace lights are off, signifying we are back to green once it dives off the track for the 7th time tonight. Pace car off the track. Lewis leading us back to green in the Geico restart zone. Green flag waved. Lewis still has the lead as of now. 48 of Lax behind. 9 car of Parker on the outside. 17 laps to go. 48 makes a crazy move there in front of his team owner for the lead here. 4 car of Rainey not too far behind. Lax now has the lead back. The 11 not able to stifle the 48's run. 48 and the 9. Lax diving it deep there. Leaving barely a foot of room between the cars. The 11 is starting to stack up the field behind him. Jumps in front of the 88 of Mason and holds him up as well. See a little bit of contact between both of them. Jordan Parker now fighting his own part-time driver right now in that 48 car, Lax. They are side by side for the lead. Lax not able to get as much in that run. Now is fully nose to nose with his own team owner. 4 car of Rainey took advantage of that and jumped in that high line, and now going to the low line behind Parker. Trying to get that lead is the 4 car of Rainey. Rainey dives down, but Parker stifles that run. 14 more laps to go here at the Brandt 250. 9 and 48 side by side for the lead. Lax now on your screen is awarded the lead. 4 car bump drafting the 9. 9 gets a little bit loose there, able to maintain it. 4 losing a lot of time as the 88 is still blinking in 3rd place. 1, 2, 3 right now is Parker Motorsports. Parker losing a lot of time there, trying to use that apron to block the 09. 48 in the lead. 88 trying to get that second. 09 trying to get past all three of them. Parker goes to the high line, blocks that 11. A little bit of bump there. Nobody broke loose at this time, and another caution will be called for that. Seemed to be the 5 and the 11. Eighth caution of the night. And these leaders are praying we can keep it green to finish. Lucas Lewis and Christian Mullen for the wreck. Eighth caution of the night. Let's see exactly what led to that wreck. 5-car lost his footing there, went up high and had no other place to go. Unfortunately, the 11 already at that outside wall couldn't go any further for that 5-car. Very unfortunate. But it is what it is. That is racing. Now, lead drivers in pits. Lax going in. Mason, Parker, Rainey, Hess, Broadfoot, Burns, Mullins, Lewis as well. Morton and Hansen, all in pits at this time. Hansen has been in pits for roughly 6.5 minutes. Does not seem like he will be able to get back on track before the end of this race, and even if he does, he is a few laps down at this point in time. Christopher Franz as well in 13th place, 8 laps down, as we will see who cycles out to the lead. Fox has the lead behind the pace car. Lax reconvening with the pack in second place. Hess in the 51 in third. Mason in fourth. Gage Burns rounding out your top 5. Parker in 6th place. Corey Rainey in 7th. Teammate Brandon Broadfoot behind him in 8th. Or vice versa that, maybe. Unless they're just catching up. Mark Morton in 9th place. Has to pull off a miracle here to get this 5th win. And rounding off your top 10, Christian Mullen in the 5. Surprisingly not serving an EOL after causing 2 wrecks tonight. One was a netcode wreck, but the second one was on his own accord. Now Mullen into pits himself. They will be choosed already. Will Mullen be able to make it back in time? '09 in the 51, taking it back to green flag. The 51 has been methodically working his way through the field. Gained 3 spots overall on the night and is now in lane 1 for the restart here. Back green flag. 10 laps here to go. Will the 51 pull off a miracle and get this win from the '09? Will the 48 take it from everybody? Or will the 9 finally meet himself in victory lane to start off the round of 16? '09 already blocking Parker. Parker's already on the inside. 3 wide they were for the lead. Parker gets around pretty easy. Parker diving low. The 48 causes a wreck in the top 5. Negligence strikes again on the field. Wrecked out Caleb Hess in the 51 and the 55 of Gage Burns. 48 goes up high too quickly. Catches that wall and swipes back down on the nose of the 51. Spins him in front of the 55. Caught a little bit of the 4. And that is the reason of that wreck. 55 barely caught the 24 as well. An unfortunate situation. These guys cannot keep it green at the end of this race here. Fighting for positions. Loose tires. Slick tracks here in the November air. Cause of caution credited to the 48 that time. '51 of Hess in pits. Will now be cycled to the bottom of the top 10. He is only yeah, it's going to be tough for him to actually have to come back out and regain as they are already passing him. So now he will be put a lap down, most likely. Mullen in pits 4 laps down as well. Getting one of those laps back now. Carden Hansen as well going around the track, getting one of his laps back. Hess now scored officially 1 lap down. Oh! And another wreck there under the caution. Hess just parked it on the infield under the apron. And as I believe the 4 car was trying to catch up, Hess slowly started to come back up on track. And slowly coming into your screen is the 4 car of Rainey. Possibly ending his night. Christopher Franz also caught up in that wreck as well. Will these guys be able to keep it green? That definitely helps Hess, as he should now don't believe they're going to give out any more wave rounds that time. We were already under caution. Wasn't like we restarted. But still, questionable move from the 51 to just park it on the track there. Now the 9 car in the lead. Morton outside. Morton having problems all season with a few of those cars in that top 5. Have to put that aside right now and try to fight them for the lead as there's 4 laps to go here. Parker had a good jump, but will it be good enough? The 88 going to stay behind and use that draft to let the 8 car not get back inside. 51 diving low there too, but it does not matter. Morton's going to get that advantage. Get the run he wants. Little bit of contact bumped him out the way. 88 blocking that low line for his team owner. Hard for anybody to get around. Morton trying to do it on the outside. 3 laps to go here. 51 of Hess. Not in a fighting position, but still fighting in the back. 22 of Broadfoot in third. Trying to make his way around the 8 car. Side by side they go for second place. Broadfoot able to take it away from Morton. Morton only having 2 more laps in to dial it in here as we come to white flag this time by. Final lap here for the Brandt 250. Will Jordan Parker be able to get this win? First win of the round of 16. Morton still on the outside. Broadfoot slides up just a little bit. Contact. Parker goes up to try to block the run off the 8. Not much time left for the 8. 22 side by side for second. Parker entering this turn will possibly be it for him. And the official results, Jordan Parker will take the win here at the Brandt 250. Devastating race for a few. Those last 20 laps. At least 5 cautions that came out. 1 under, I guess you can call it a caution and a caution. 1 wreck that happened at that last caution took a lot of people down and out. But Jordan Parker finally finds himself back in victory lane in that 9 car after weeks of trials and tribulations to get there. Now you'll see him burn it down on that track with that steep incline, making it hard for him to climb, but he will burn it out. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race you're seeing here. Parker blew his engine on the start and finish line, going to grab that checkered flag. An immaculate race we have seen here tonight. Do not go anywhere, folks. We are about to start interviewing our top 3 finishers. Finishing in third position. Finishing in third position was the 22 RFD car of Brandon Broadfoot. Brandon, how are you feeling after a top 3 finish here tonight? That is very understandable. You and your team owner, the 4 car of Rainey, had a really good run to start off with, starting 1 and 2 for the race. Where do you feel like it kind of went wrong for not only you, but for your team owner as well?
But he just randomly just came into the session and ended Corey Rainey's race. So that's kind of BS, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. If we can't control that, then that's gonna be a problem, and I'm not gonna be a part of that. If we're gonna just have random people just pop in and cause other people their race. It's not fair.
Yeah, I think
And
I
I've
know
had it.
what you're
Yeah,
talking.
yeah. I had an up and
No, go
down
ahead.
night. I had guys just running me over like no other business, and I got their number. I'm not afraid to say it, and we'll go into next week and we'll find out uh, the ending of the race if I'm back next week, because that was just uncalled for somebody to just randomly drop in and end my teammates' run at trying to finish tonight, because that's the only help I had. So yeah, it's pretty frustrating, to say the least.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about that wreck under caution with the
Yeah,
51 that led Rainey to not be able to finish the race. Was an unfortunate situation. Witnessing it myself was kind of questionable as well as to
clearly
what even
it.
happened
Yeah,
there.
yeah. If we can't, I mean, he should be given his respective spot, because that should be looked at. That shouldn't have happened. There's no way somebody should could just come jump into a session after after a race has started. There's that's uncalled for. So that's my input about it. I'll take the third, but yeah, if that happens again, that's just going to be um, something we're going to have to deal with.
Now
I'll,
you are sitting pretty comfortable on the regular season standings, and within the playoff standings. You aren't too far from the cut line, but you are clear by about 2 positions. Now that we have Chicagoland in the books and we have Richmond for next week, how are you feeling about going into next week's race?
as long as I don't get ran over again like I did tonight, we should be fine. But we'll go in like we did tonight. Try to win the race. I mean, we had a legitimate shot there at the end if I had some help behind me, but I didn't have any help, so I lost my teammate to that crazy event that happened. Caught last caution of the race. But I like Richard, so we'll see. But yeah, just heated, frustrated, but we'll sleep on it.
Well, congratulations on your third place finishing position. Was looking forward to possibly seeing better from you. Before we let you go and de-wind from this race, do you have any shout outs you would like to give to the fans watching at home?
Yeah, I'd like to first and foremost want to say thank you to Corey for letting me race for him. We're a strong team. Teammates, we just had Josh Ryder been riding with us the last 2 weeks, so it's been nice to have him in there trying to cool tempers and stuff. Even though he's not in the playoffs. I like to thank my wife for letting me race, even though sometimes I try to back out of it. Uh, she allows it. And also, thank you for putting on that tribute for the campfire memorial there for the 7 years of that. And yeah, prayers go out to those families still. And yeah, we'll try to regroup and try to go at it again next week. And hopefully we don't have the same issue we did there at the end happen next week.
Well, hopefully we see you back in this booth for another interview next week. We'll let you go for the night and unwind. Thank you for joining us here, and we look forward to seeing what you can do next week as well.
Appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you. Have a good night, bud.
Thank you. And that was your third place finisher in the 22 car of Brandon Broadfoot. Now on to our second place finisher, someone that has been begging for a fifth win on his regular season to cap out a record-breaking race that would be the number 8 of Mark Morton. Man, I really thought it could have possibly been your night tonight. Early on, you were able to get stage 1. Seems like it was a little bit of trouble for stage 2. Unfortunately, a lot of cautions came out at the end of stage 3, so you really couldn't run those green laps to make them wear their tires and get back into that lead. Where do you kind of feel like it went wrong for you tonight?
Stage 3, no doubt. With all these cautions, me and Caleb, we had I feel like we had a pretty good strategy. We kind of short pitted, which I knew would have driven in everybody else, and we kind of did a little practice for it to see how many laps difference with the tires would be and how quick they would catch us. So I mean, I knew in the long run they probably would have burned up their stuff trying to catch us, but eventually the tires would have evened out, and as long as me and Caleb were sticking together, we would have. I believe we would have finished 1-2, but fate has other plans for me and getting my number 5. I wanted it even more because Owen was in the race, because he was in the race and him and both are tied for 4. I wanted to beat him and be the first one to get 5 instead of having him beat me get the 5th one.
Now, first round of 16, obviously not your way, but in the books. You are comfortably sitting with playoff standings right now. I believe in the lead going into this race. With the rest of the round, how do you feel comfortable with now going to Richmond and then Watkins Glen to round out our round of 16?
Well, Richmond, I love short tracks. It's definitely turn 1 is definitely going to be a tone for practice to get the hang of and not burn your tires or not spin out out of 2. My mindset is just to ride a race. I don't want to say I want to dominate and do all this stuff, because every time I do that, it never works out in my favor. So I'm just going to ride my race at Richmond, and then when comes Watkins, I'm gonna switch to my sequential shifters, and with my I took my cast off, so my hand feels fine. Um, I it kind of depends on how the left and the right's going to be turning, so I'm definitely going to be practicing quite a bit at Watkins Glen to ensure that I get my 5th win bef- before the end of the season.
Now, I want to touch base on something you just said, because I touched base on it earlier in the race. You literally drove with a broken hand tonight. How did you even manage to do that comfortably?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. If I had my cast on, it would be a lot more difficult. When I ran another league on Wednesday, we did Pocono, and in my opinion, that's a little bit more demanding than Chicagoland. And I knew it felt good with the cast on. And then last night, because that cast was irritating my wrist bone, I said screw it, and I just took it off and it feels great. Honestly, I'm probably going to get in trouble at work for not having a cast on, but my hand is my hand, and I know how my hand feels. And yeah, there are doctors and everything, but I should be fine. I just can't really. My pinky might be a little more extended than away from my other fingers, but I should be fine for the remaining of the season.
That's insane grit and determination from you. Before we let you go and congratulate you on your second place finish to let you debrief for the rest of your Saturday, do you have any shout outs you would like to give for the fans watching at home?
Shout out to everybody for watching. Shout out for everybody in the league. It's definitely first as well as for you taking time out of your evening to broadcast the race. I hate a side note with everybody, and people are starting to catch on, and I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but I feel like people are starting to catch on that I'm somewhat of a master strategist too, where like if I pit, they'll pit, or just to get tires. Because I mean, Jordan gave us and a bundle amount of tires. So I mean, I was like, screw it. If I have them, might as well use them. I think I finished with like 3 sets left over. Caleb, Gage, and Lucas for hanging out with me during the race and keeping me company.
All right. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. I know it's not where we wanted to be tonight. I look forward to hopefully calling a record-breaking 5 within the next 9 weeks. So hopefully we'll see you back in here once again for either your congratulatory 5th win or hopefully another top 3 finish.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. And that was your second place finisher, the 8 car, aka Crazy Train, Mark Morton. Now, let's go ahead and finish off the night strong with somebody who has been dying to get themselves back in a finishing position for a win. That is no one other than the 9 car of Jordan Parker. Jordan, you were able to pull that win out of your hat at the end there, fought tooth and nail the entirety of stage 2 and 3 for your position. How does it feel to be back in victory lane?
I am probably more pumped up than I was when I won Nashville. This win means more to me than my last 2 wins at Kansas and Nashville because this solidifies me into the next round. I mean, I didn't have the strength that I thought I would have in stage 1 and 2, but showing my short run strength, I knew that if I had at least just one chance, I could possibly get it done. But with the way that the 22 was side drafted in the 8 with like 2 to go, I knew I had it locked up with 2 to go just because Brandon and Mark were battling side by side. And if you know anything about these cars at these 1.5-mile tracks, the moment that you dump air onto another car, the car in front is just going to start scooting away.
Yeah, and that is currently on the replay on the screen right now. That last 2 laps going, those really were the deciding factor to the race. Now, like you mentioned, you are the first one to lock yourself into the round of 12. What is your goal and mentality here going into Richmond and Watkins Glen to finish out this round?
I've got nothing on short tracks. If Martinsville showed anything, I've got nothing on short tracks. I mean, I could probably run top 5 maybe, but I think the moving forward goal for these last 2 races is to help my teammates advance into the round of 12. Just get all 4 of the PM cars into the round of 12 and help them advance through the playoffs. Obviously, if I've got a fighting chance to go get it, I'm going to get it and take as many points as I can just to have that leg over Mark. But just learning these new tracks as we go because I don't have much pace on Richmond and I've got very little time on Watkins Glen. I got wrecked out last year on lap 1, so I got to stand by the entire race as my team got to race it. But an overall fantastic night, and we're going to enjoy these next 2 weeks.
Now, like you said, notably, you're more worried about getting the rest of your cars into that position. All of them pretty sizably good in the playoffs right now. The only person sitting outside of it is Christopher France, if I'm not mistaken, with points not looking too good for him. How do you feel with your team's performance over the last few weeks and then now starting the round of 16?
I mean, the 88 and the 5 are pretty equal. I think the 88's got more of a leg up on the 5 just because he's got a little bit more time to practice on these tracks. And like Josh said last week when he won Daytona, that he's not as fast in practice, but he takes the time the entire race to learn these tracks and get faster. And I think it's showing proof there for him. Just because he's dedicated to learning these tracks and actually wants to perform good, not just for my team, but for himself. That way he can just have that clear mind and say that he actually did something good rather than crash out like maybe the 24 or the 5 have. I feel for both of them, the 5 and the 24. They had impressive runs tonight. Still probably not where they need to be. I need to get with them, do a little bit of R&D on some tracks. But no, the 24, he still needs to work on a lot. When I say he's fresh, I mean he is fresh. Like he has never driven these cars before. He came in late in the season, whereas Christian, he's got over half a season under his belt. Well, really a season and a half under his belt at this point. And then Owen, obviously, I brought him in to help us out, and he did a fantastic job with strategy calls and making sure that not only me, but the 88 and the 5 and the 24 had correct calls and could keep that track position where we needed it rather than where we wanted it.
Now, before we wrap up here for the night with interviews, I always know you have the most shout-outs to give, so I will let you go ahead and take your time to shine, because it's one in a blue moon that you get your opportunity. So if you have any shout-outs to any fans or anybody watching or listening at home, now is your time.
Yeah, probably one of my bigger fans, my grandma, Nana. Love it that you're enjoying these races. I love it that she's actually getting into these races and staying on the edge of her seat with everything that I've done this season. My mom, one of my other biggest supporters, because I spend most of my time up in my room on the sim just practicing. She has to listen to my pedals bang on the floor. Friends, all of the people who show up at these races, you for putting on the best show possible that I've ever seen for NARAS, and then the fans who come out here to watch every single night. That we do this every Saturday night. You guys are awesome. So yeah, thanks to literally everyone.
Well, thank you to you for putting on not only just this league, but giving an environment to newcomers and veterans to be able to show off their skills week in and week out. And we definitely look forward to seeing what you have in store for us for the rest of this season, and if you'll be able to get yourself back in victory lane within the next 9 races.
Oh, we got something. Trust me when I say we got something.
Well, congratulations to you, driver, on your win here to start off the round of 16 at NARAS playoffs. I will go ahead and let you get back to your team channel so you can celebrate and unwind from this race. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your winner of tonight's race, the 9-car and owner of the league, Jordan Parker. Going back into the live results of this race. Are we stuck there? We're stuck. Pardon me for a second while I break the fourth wall. Seems to be a little rough on trying to get back to the live time right now. There we go. We're back. Sorry for the fourth wall break, everybody. You didn't see nothing. Finishing out your race, your unofficial results on the left-hand side of your screen. Obviously, your official winner of this race, the 9-car of Jordan Parker. Then, following in second place, would be the 8-car of Mark Morton. In third place was the 22 of Brandon Broadfoot. Fourth place, unfortunately, he was not able to make it. Shake for him tonight. That is the 09 of Isaiah Fox, who has had a pretty good run here tonight, but just was not able to pull the rabbit out of the hat at the end there. In fifth place is the 88 of Josh Mason. Sixth place, Owen Lax in the 48 part-time. Seventh place is the 55 of Gage Burns. Eighth place and ninth is Lucas Lewis and Caleb Hess. In 10th place is Christian Mullins. 11th, Corey Rainey, after an unfortunate wreck under caution, which ended his night right then and there. In 12th place was the 24 car of Christopher Ferrance. In 9th place, you had I'm sorry, I went backwards. In 12th place was Christopher Franz. In 13th place, you had Carden Hansen. And finishing in 14th and 15th, you had the 32 of Josh Ryder. And scoring in 15th place, the 82, who did not touch the track at all tonight. That is Stephen Hayes. On behalf of Fisher Studios, NARAS, and Asphalt Racing Network, we thank you guys for joining us here at the Brandt 250. Be sure to check us out for the second week of the round of 16 right back here November 15th. Same time, different place. That will be at Richmond for the Virginia Lovers 200. Yes, 200 laps of racing starting at a beautiful sunset in Virginia. 50 laps for stage 1 and 2, finishing with stage 3 at 100 laps in total. Only 6 sets of tires for those drivers, and in this November air, that is going to make a difference. Once again, thank you all for taking time out of your day to watch this live or to re-watch the stream after it has been commenced. My name is Tyler Jones, and as always, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your day. We will see you next week, and if I do not see you until then, good morning, good evening, and good night.